This video is on metric conversions. The first thing you need to understand about the metric system is that the basic units of measurement are meter for length, liter for liquid capacity, and gram for weight. Now this chart I have drawn helps you to organize the prefixes that could be applied to the meter, liter, and gram. By applying prefixes, the meter, liter, and grams are either multiplied in their unit or divided into smaller pieces of their unit. Let me give an example. The chart I have here, the K stands for kilo, H is for hecto, D is deca, this D stands for deci, centi, and milli. And above them, I have what each of those prefixes represents. For example, if I take the prefix kilo and I put it before the meter and I create kilometer, what that is saying, it's as if I have 1,000 meters put end to end. That distance would then be a kilometer long. At the same time, if I, for example, take centi and place it in front of liter to create centiliter, it's as if I have taken 1 liter and divided it up into 100 pieces. Each of those pieces would be a centiliter in size. So that's how we're going to read this chart, and this chart helps us remember the order of these prefixes from largest, starting here on the left, to the smallest unit going here to the right. So we can use this chart to help us make metric conversions. The first example I'm going to go over is 15,000 meters, and I'm converting it into kilometers. So what I can do first is I'm going to find where meters is on my chart. Now basic meters is just going to be here as the basic unit in the center. And I'm converting it into kilometers. Well, what I can see on this chart is that kilometers is 1, 2, 3 spaces to the left of meter. So what I can do is take my decimal point at the end of my whole number and move it back 1, 2, 3 spaces to the left. Since kilometer was 3 spaces to the left of meter, I move my decimal point 3 spaces to the left, which gives me a result of 15. Now that's an easy way of doing it with using the chart, but say you don't have the chart. What you have to realize is that anytime you are converting from a smaller unit to a larger unit, meters is smaller than kilometer, when you're going from a smaller unit to a larger unit, you're going to be dividing the number here. And what you're dividing it by is the number that that prefix represents. So if I took 15,000 and I divided it by 1,000, I would get 15. So that would be the mathematical process behind it. Let's take a look at another example. We have 124 centimeters, and I'm converting it to meters. So if I find centimeters on my chart, and I'm moving it to meters, I'm moving 1, 2 spaces to the left. That means I'm going to take the decimal point in my number and also move that 2 spaces to the left. Therefore, 124 centimeters is 1 2400 meters. So let's take a look at the mathematical process behind that. Because I was going from a small unit to a large unit, again, I would be dividing. And we know when we're dividing, our result is going to be a lesser number. So when I take 124 and I'm dividing it, because it was dealing with centimeters, and centimeter means divide by 100, I would divide by 100, which then gives me that result of 1 2400. So anytime you need to make that conversion, you need to keep in mind, if you are going from a small unit to a large unit, you are dividing. If you are going from a large unit to a small unit, you are multiplying. And the numbers above the prefixes let you know what you are multiplying or dividing by. And the chart can also help you to keep organized what direction that means your decimal point is moving and how many spaces to move it.